Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ARM Nation. Today we're going to take a look at the Sig Sauer 6T 1 to 6x by 24mm optics. This one uses a 30mm tube, one of many optics that is currently being used by our own military. This one I got is a civilian version. The military one has a custom mount, which I think look pretty dope. Also, their marking is different from the civilian version. Internally, practically the same, I think. This one is made for a small rifle like 5.56. I'm not sure if it can handle 308, but I think it can. If the military chooses an optic, I'm sure it's a tank. It has an IPX8 rating up to 200 meter or 66 feet of water. Because we don't get clear, dry weather all the time. Bruh, what the hell are you doing down in 20 meter? Multi-coated lens. Every company have their catchphrase when it comes to coating, so I'm not going to mention all that. Very clear at 1x, and at 6x it gets a little blurry on the edge, but the center remain very clear. Honestly, I can't tell the difference between this lens and the Vortex Razor Gen 2 in terms of glass clarity. Maybe if you put it side by side. The reticle here is interesting. You got a circle dot and a Christmas tree beneath it. They're all there for a reason. It's there so you can make adjustment and calculation the distance from your target. Most of these dots and line are more visible if you zoom in at least 2x. The optics here is the first focal plane optics. Sig also make the second focal plane optics. The FFP, first focal plane optics, meaning when you zoom in, your reticle also enlarges alongside your target. The second focal plane optics, meaning only your target is enlarged while the reticle remains the same size, good for precision work. The eye relief is very generous, around 4 inches. It's the distance from your eyeball to the scope to see a clear image. I find that first focal plane might not be for me because when I zoom in, it blocks nearly the entire target at 100 yards. For example, these paper target I have at 100 yards, the entire black area was blocked by the reticle. Is this optic racist? Next, we take a look at the adjustment turret. This scope uses the MRAD calculation. Unlike most of us civilian, we use the MOA adjustment. It's a little bit different. I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole new topic by itself. The elevation and the windage adjustments have a throwaway cap. Okay, try not to throw it away. It doesn't have a retention cord. The cap itself are cut very aggressively, so you can easily move it to access the dial. The dial is very responsive and clicky. By far the best tactile feel I've experienced thus far. Don't lose a cap because it got a rubber O-ring around the dial to keep the water out. On the left side, you got an illumination adjustment dial. To change out the battery, you have to push the outer sleeve in so you can access the battery cap. This sleeve also acted as a lock after you choose an illumination settings. This optic takes a single CR2032 battery. I believe this do not have an auto awake and shut off. You get around maybe 100 hours or so on settings 5 and 6, so be aware to turn off after use. It got 9 daylight settings and 2 NVG settings, night vision settings. I tried putting the scope in the brightest spot and still see the illumination at level 9. It has an edge reticle, so no matter the illumination, you're gonna get the black reticle in case you can't see the illumination. As far as night vision goes, stop punishing yourself. Get help. Get an EOTech red dot. It's by far the king of night vision in my test. It's kind of difficult to get this reticle on video for you guys because it's very awkwardly shaped optics, and with the eye relief, it's not easy. It worked, but not the best thing for night vision. But it's there if you need it. If you want night vision goggle with this setup, mount an offset loophole Delta Point Pro, the original loophole Delta Point Pro, not the newer night vision version. Also use a high mount. Last but not least, go to the back where the zoom dial is. I've tried so many LPVO and they're slippery as hell. The cut on this one is so aggressive that I think I can do without the included lever, but I put that on anyway. The included lever seemed kind of flimsy because it didn't fully close when I torque it down. The dial itself is somewhat smooth and don't take as much muscle to rotate. The dial also have a fiber optic insert, so you can see your current zoom level. Sig went the extra mile on this one. Not needed, but a welcome addition. At 1x zoom, I can see the emitter on the lower left of the optics. It went away once you zoom in. Minor complaint, but never had problem with it sticking out like that. The illumination emitter gotta go somewhere. At least that's what I think it is. What won me over the Vortex Razor Gen 2 at the time of purchase is the aggressive look and the color of this optics. I know it's a stupid thing to do, but I'd rather go out in style than looking ugly. Not to say that the Razor is ugly, but this takes the cake in terms of aggressiveness. I'm not sure of the coating on this one. I'm guessing PVD coating because Sig is very good at it by now. They have this optic in black and flat dark earth color. They got various reticle options. I'm sure they'll come up with some crazy reticle down the road. At the time of my purchase, I saw the scope and the Razor Gen 2 on sale as a display unit at Texas Gun Experience. They mostly put the optics inside glass doors, so for me, it's pretty much brand new. I believe the price is almost the exact same between this and the Vortex Razor Gen 2. I pay a total of $1,107 and some change, which is a killer deal at the time. Everyone wanted at least $1,300 at the time, so this is a no-brainer for me. If you buy this unit, I recommend you also get the Vortex Defender lens cap. It's the only cap that have a 90-degree tuck away, so it doesn't get in the way of your sight. Sure, it's $20 a pop or $40 for the set. I think it's a good investment thus far. There are more better lens cover like the Ad Mount, but that's $100 for the set. The optic does not come with a mount, so keep that in mind. I have the Aero lightweight one-piece mount on all of my optics, and I haven't regret one thing about it. I don't use a scope ring because it's not really reliable. The QD mount is just too heavy in my opinion. This one is just right. Ounces equal pain. Go light, but not too light. If I were to give this a score, I would give it a 8 out of 10. Very respectable score, decent. It's below excellent and perfect 10 best. The throw lever included is questionable. I would easy raise this to a 9 if they got Vortex-like warranty. As far as durability, I wish I have $1,400 to throw away to do a test, but I don't. You're gonna have to trust the military on this one. They got better access to testing equipment. than any content creator have. Glass could be better at 6x zoom. Also, I don't think I'll be keeping this optics because a second focal plane might be better for me. So be aware which focal plane you're buying. I have yet to try second focal plane in my life. I have to give that a try someday. If you got this for around maybe $1,200 or less like I do, I think you're not going to get disappointed. It's a great buy, worth every penny. If you're able to get the Sig scope mount alongside, this baby is sexy. Thanks for watching. You're a trooper to make it this far. I know I forget something and I always do. Drop a comment and if I ever catch it, I'll try to answer it. Google is very bad at notifying me of comments. Sometimes I receive them like a month after. Also, drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. I want to get to 10k sub. I'm not gonna even monetize any of this stuff just yet. I'm not affiliated with anyone or any company, so my review is not yet tainted. I review my stuff based on my experience as a civilian. I'm just a dude, plain as a dude, disguised as another dude. Check out my Twitter page for high quality wallpaper of this optics like I do with all my product I review. And remember, if anybody asks you, are you armed? Say no, you're armed AF. Peace out.